Hey you ever wonder why we're here?
It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it? Why are we here?
Well, today the reason we're here is because we're going to be ranking every season of Red vs. Blue. Well, seasons 1 to 14, because really they're the only ones worth talking about. Bernie Burns, one of the founders of Rooster Teeth, recently reacquired the brand. Link to that video in the description, definitely watch it, it's very funny. And I wanted to do something to sort of like celebrate, but I wasn't quite sure what to do at the time, so I just figured, I'll wait, I'll think of a reason. And then I started rewatching Red vs. Blue, in reverse order, might I add. And I was like, wait a minute, I should rank all the seasons of this amazing, funny web series that has had such an amazing impact. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. If you haven't watched Red vs. Blue, first of all, what the hell are you doing here? And second of all, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Go watch seasons 1 to 14. Find like, I don't know, like maybe like 24, maybe 25, maybe 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 spare hours of your time to watch all the seasons. Also, be sure to comment down below. Red team or blue team? Who would you rather serve with? But let's jump right into things with where it all started, season 1. This was the birthplace of like 99% of all the recurring jokes that happen across the entire show. It's a classic. I also have the entire season downloaded on one of my old phones for some reason. I mean, you can't go wrong with season 1. You got Caboose killing Church, Church getting his new body, Tex showing up and finding out she's a girl. We got Why Are We Here? I mean, it's a classic. It is a classic. I mean, hell, this is back before Donut even got his pink armor. My God, that is weird to say out loud. No doubt in my mind because of how memorable and entertaining season 1 is. Easy son of a... Now let us move on to season 2. I don't actually remember too much about season 2. I think this is where O'Malley might have started going around wreaking havoc. Oh, and this might have been the season where Doc showed up and was like, okay, I don't think it'll stick though.
I don't think it'll stick.
I'm pretty sure it was season 2. I haven't gotten to the early seasons in my reverse order. I'm currently on season 7, I think. But this is where the show really started to find its identity a bit more, especially with some of the voice acting of the characters. Like, this is where Sarge's voice really started to sound like Sarge. So since I don't remember too much about season 2, but since I still love the show, I'll give season 2 alpha tier. Season 3 is where things really started picking up for the show. I'm pretty sure the very end of the season is when the time bomb went off and they all went forward in time. And I think Lopez is ahead at this point. And then, yeah, Church is sent backwards in time, and he goes through all those iterations and stuff, and then, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was the end of season 3, yeah, like, that was the beginning of those plots. But no, season 3 was a banger from what I can recall. I'm not gonna give it a son of a bitch, I'm gonna give it high alpha, that seems fitting. Season 4, we finally move on to the Halo 2 era of Red vs. Blue. The gang ends back up in Blood Gulch, and the mic quality for everybody's voice acting is starting to sound a whole lot better. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the season where Simmons switched to the blue team for a while.
Suck it, blue! I mean red! Suck it, blue! Damn, red!
Oh, and Tucker gives birth in this season. That's right, he gives birth to his alien baby. I think it's towards the end, and then we see the aftermath at the start of season 5, because I remember season 5 being like pretty long. No, I like season 4. Season 4 definitely gets son of a bitch. I don't think it quite beats season 1, because it's season 1. Season 5, though, oh, season 5. I love season 5 of Red vs. Blue. We get introduced to Sister, Griff's, well, sister, and a giant pelican lands on Donut's head, and he's just kind of chilling there for a while. This is also where they find out Command is a bunch of baloney, and Red vs. Blue doesn't really matter, and, you know, red and blue kind of just mean the same thing. They're all sim troopers. Andy the Bomb finally blows up Tex's ship. Church is all depressed and angry. It's just a good season. It's just a really good season of Red vs. Blue, and it takes place mostly in Blood Gulch, the most iconic location. Yeah, season 5 gets a very high rating for me. I'm definitely putting it in son of a bitch tier. Honestly, I think I like season 5 a little bit more than I like season 1. And now we're getting to season 6, the Recollection Saga, if you will. Or as I've always called it, the Freelancer Saga. That's the Recollection Saga combined with the Freelancer Saga, but you add 3 R's to the end of Freelancer. And moving on to season 6, we have Reconstruction. This is the season where we not only move to Halo 3, but we really start getting into the nitty-gritty of the Freelancer arc. We get introduced to Agent Washington, who is my personal favorite character. We find out Church is the Alpha, we meet Delta, the Meta, we finally get introduced to the Meta. God, I love Meta. He is such a... Well, he's not a meta villain, but he's a very terrifying villain. And a lot of plot points get set up and talked about for the following seasons to elaborate further upon. Also, we get those fun exchanges between the chairman and the director of Project Freelancer talking about, like, you know, the director's war crimes, essentially. And it's where we learn that Church, you know, our church, Blue Church, is the Alpha AI, who was based on the director Leonard Church. And that was a pretty big revelation. Also, it's really fun to see Agent Washington, this like stern, traumatized, properly well-trained soldier, deal with the idiocy that is the Reds and Blues. And Sarge, the absolute legend, goes ahead and just deletes the Blues from the entire command like data center. It's a peak season. I don't really know what else I can say. It's a peak season. I definitely like it more than season 4, but no, I think season 1 is still up there. And now moving on to season 7, we have Recreation. In season 7, we finally get reintroduced to Tucker, who has been out in the desert. And this is where we also find out that Caboose kept Epsilon, you know, that very important AI, well, messed up AI that he was supposed to turn into the government to prove all of the whole Project Freelancer was just a huge war crime. Yeah, Caboose, yeah, he kept that, the moron. Well, it's Caboose. I do like season 7. It's got a lot of good goofs and gags, and we get some like pretty interesting character moments, like when Griff volunteered to go on Caboose's mission. Like, that was a good moment. But in all honesty, I don't think it quite holds a candle to the other seasons I've put up so far, so I'm gonna be putting this one in Biff tier. Still like it though. Mind you, I love every season of this show. If I give it a low ranking, it just means the other ones I like more. They're all good. Oh, season 8, Revelations. Oh my God, talk about a banger of a season. Not only do we get Wash and Meta versus Tex, but we also get Tex versus the Reds and all these other amazing fights. Wash is kind of a douchebag throughout most of this season when he was really a big old jerk, but he's still a very compelling character and I'm still very much invested in him, even though he's technically an antagonist. Even if you're ever so slightly a fan of Red versus Blue or were interested in it in a little bit, you've definitely seen the Tex versus the Reds fight, no questions asked. Also, this season is pretty long, like it's one of the longer seasons, and you know, you'd think it would start to drag out in some areas, but I'm always entertained all the way through when I watch season 8. Also, the music, the score for season 8. This is when Monty was still around. Rest in peace. And he was doing all these, all the fight scene, choreography and animation too, I'm pretty sure. It's just a great season. It's just, I love Revelations so much. Definitely a son of a bitch tier for sure. I'm gonna put it, yeah, definitely better than this season. No questions asked. No questions asked. I know I'm putting a lot of these in son of a bitch tier, but they're just that good. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put season 5 at the bottom of son of a bitch tier and put season 4 at the top of alpha tier. And now we move on to season 9, the beginning of the Freelancer backstory saga. This season has a very strong opening. And this is also where we get introduced to Carolina. Yes. What I always liked about Agent Carolina as a character is the way her story was presented. And by that, I mean the way it's presented in 2 parts, where we see her present self trying to sort of do right by the wrongs of her past while seeing the wrongs of those past. I like that kind of storytelling a lot. And this is where Wash starts to, you know, not be a jerk and really stand by the Reds and Blues and kind of becomes a bit, well, just a better person in general. And we get that awesome heist in the tower with during the Freelancer era where they go to the vault and they fight Sharkface. Yeah, season 9's really good. I think I'm gonna put it in the peak of alpha tier. I still think I like season 5 a little bit more though. I have a real soft spot for season 5. And moving on to the end of the Freelancer saga, season 10. Pretty much everyone gets like an arc moment in this season, and most of them are all in the same scene. That scene, of course, being when Church yells at everybody and everyone's like, you know what, screw you, Church. We put up with your bullshit all the time, but if you're gonna act like that even now, we're done with you. And even though Carolina and Church were total dicks to everybody, Tucker's like, you know what, they're our friends at the end of the day and I'm going after them. And of course we get Wash being like,
this has to be the worst idea ever, but you can count me in.
And that was just such a great way to like finalize his character arc across all these seasons. Yeah, season 10, like, it's hard to beat. It's really hard to beat. It's a good one. I think I like Revelations more, but I think I like season 10 a little bit more than I do season 1 for sure. And now moving on to the Chorus trilogy. Oh boy, I really like the Chorus trilogy. I feel like I was very mixed on my feelings of it when the first time I watched it. Then I watched it again. I watched it again, and I watched it again, and you know, through all that time, I was growing my understanding of storytelling. I was like, holy crap, wait a minute, the Chorus trilogy is actually really good. I think season 11 is like, all right, it's definitely my least favorite out of the 3, but it feels like it feels like a soft reboot, you know, because we're moving on to Halo 4, for the setting, and it feels more like a soft reboot because the Reds and Blues are once again stuck in a box canyon. But it's still funny, it's still Red versus Blue, and we see Caboose getting his arc, grappling with the fact that Church and Carolina, well, mainly Church up and left them. And Washington, man, he does a good job at consoling his troops when he realized how badly he messed up in his attempts to console them. While this season is still very good and very entertaining, I definitely don't like it as much as the other stuff up here. It's still a good season of Red versus Blue, and I thoroughly enjoy it. But I like all the other stuff up there just a little bit more. But season 12, the midway point of the Chorus trilogy, I very much do like season 12. Now that the Reds and Blues have been separated, we see both sides of their story within the Federal Army and the New Republic, and it's just a good time. And then we get the big reveal that Felix and Locust are actually working together with Charon, and yeah, it's just a good time. And then Tucker pulls a sneaky with his helmet cam and exposes Felix to literally the whole planet. It's great. It's good stuff. Yeah, I like season 12 of the Chorus trilogy. I think I like it more than season 2, but I think I like season 3 a little bit more. And season 13, man, when you see that image right there, when you see it, the only thing I can think in my mind is, this is where men cried. Season 13 really felt like the end of Red versus Blue. And as Church puts it,
Ain't that a bitch?
Yes, it is a bitch, because the show only went into decline from here. Well, season 14 was alright. I actually kind of liked what they were trying to do with season 14. But season 13 is just so good. Everyone grows and matures and changes in some way that, you know, you thought they never would. Like, Tucker being, like, finally showing his guts as a really good soldier. Locust realizing how his partner was manipulating him, finally turning against him, being like, no, I've shed enough blood. You manipulated me into doing all this crap, and I'm doing something for myself for once. And we see the whole gang, the Reds and Blues, take down Felix, and it's just such a satisfying conclusion. There's very few things I can complain about when it comes to season 13. I think the inclusion of Phyllis was a little bit weird and kind of like, huh, that came out of nowhere. But I'm not complaining. I like Phyllis. Honestly, I think season 13 still comes second for me as my second favorite season. Season 8 is just my all-time favorite. There's no changing that. And now the bonus, season 14. Season 14 was pretty unique in that it was more about like self-contained stories about the Red versus Blue universe, and some of them being like, you know, like 2 to 3 episodes long, some of them being single episodes, some of them having an episode release now and then a couple weeks later release a follow-up episode. You know, I actually liked that a lot. We got to see some other Reds out in the galaxy. We got some Felix and Locust backstory, which I really liked. And it was just a really interesting, like, take on the Red versus Blue universe. And we also had Vic as our narrator. No, I liked this season. It was cool, but, like, it doesn't hold a candle to the rest of the show. I'm not gonna put it in cockbite tier because I feel like that would just be kind of mean. Because I did like season 14. Like, it was like pretty enjoyable entertainment, but it doesn't hold a candle to the rest of the show. But there you have it, my friends. My ranking for every season of Red vs. Blue that actually matters. If you're wondering why seasons 15 all the way through to the Shizno trilogy and the Zero, Red vs. Blue Zero, God, that was so bad. That was because I don't really think they're worth talking about, quite frankly. Maybe you got something out of them, maybe you didn't, but I'm not here to talk about those seasons. I'm here to talk about the OG, and I'll throw in a little bonus in season 14. But now I'd like to ask you why you're here and what your favorite Red vs. Blue moment of all time is. And if you don't have a single favorite moment because there's just too many to count, then what's your favorite recurring joke? Because I'm curious. Red vs. Blue has always been a very special show to me. I wasn't really too into it, like when I first realized that it was a thing. That was back when it was still on Netflix, way back when. And I started watching it, and I was like, yeah, you know, it's okay. But then I waited a little while, tried watching it again, and I'm like, okay, it's actually really fun and entertaining and really well written. And no question about it, Red vs. Blue has also been just a huge influence on me as a writer, because I do write my own stuff. You're never gonna see any of it, by the way. Personal stuff, anyway. But as a writer, it was definitely one of my earliest influences to really try and step up my writing skill, and I think it genuinely did have an impact on me in terms of wanting to improve as a writer. Also, it's just an endless reference machine. I could speak in Red vs. Blue references. Me and one of my best friends from back in the day, we pretty much both spoke in Red vs. Blue terms ever since I got him into it. It's just, it never gets old. And I'm very curious to see what Bernie Burns is gonna do with the Rooster Teeth brand now that he has reacquired it, and I'm pretty sure he has reacquired the Red vs. Blue IP. I doubt it'll ever be the way it was back in the day. I doubt, its heydays long gone, but I'm curious to see if Bernie will do anything with it. But if you did enjoy this video and you're also a huge Red vs. Blue fan, then definitely be sure to hit the like and sub button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you really like the way I do things and you want to show me a little bit of extra extra support, then definitely consider becoming a channel member. Not only do you get access to a whole bunch of exclusive rewards, but you also directly support me in the process, which just means a whole lot to me. Also, I have 2 announcements regarding memberships. Don't worry, I'll make them quick. The early video access perk has been moved down to the lowest tier of membership, so if you want to see my videos early and get a whole bunch of other cool perks, it's just $3 a month to be a member. And piggybacking off of that last announcement, when we hit 10 consecutive channel members, 10 channel members, I will start doing weekly members-only live streams, where you, the members, get to decide what torture to put me through. So if you want to see me suffer exclusively, definitely consider becoming a member. But that is going to do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, have a good day, everyone.